What makes a sitcom great? Sitcom is situation comedy. One of the first situation comedies in this country was called The Beverly Hillbillies. It ran for 10 years, 1962 to 1971, and began as a black and white television program, believe it or not. They had nearly 300 episodes. The first 108 were black and white, and then the rest of them, I think the total was 278. The rest of them were color. The situation was, there was this group of people, and 4 of them show on the card here. The widowed patriarch of the family, Jed Clampett, is the guy in the upper right. He was played by an actor named Buddy Ebsen. The girl next to him on his right was his daughter, Ellie Mae, who was played by Donna Douglas. Then the gentleman in the lower right is an actor named Max Baer Jr., Baer spelled B-A-E-R. And he played Jethro, the son of the father's cousin. Her name was Pearl Bodine, and his name in the sitcom was Jethro Bodine. And then, of course, Granny or Grandma Moses in the lower left was Irene Ryan. The situation is, they lived in a log cabin. The literature doesn't really tell us exactly where, but by looking at the surrounding geography, it's somewhere in the Ozarks, maybe in Tennessee, maybe in Missouri. So the opening scene, there's 3 scenes here. The first one is in the Clampett's cabin, and it's just Jed and his mother-in-law, Granny. Jed, you gotta do something about that young'un here. What'd you do? Fighting with the bobcat? Get hurt? I reckon so. It went limping off on 3 legs. I swear, I don't know what I'm going to do about that girl. Well, the first thing you need to do is get her a new dress. She's getting too big to wear in men's studs. Looky here. She popped the buttons off her shirt again. Well, Ellie Mae carries herself proud. Holds her shoulders back, stands up tall. It ain't her shoulders that's been busting those buttons out. Fully grown up, rounded out, female woman, time she starts acting like one. Well, one of these days, some boy will come along and start courting her. They come courting when she was 12, and what did she do? She whooped the tar out of him. Well, it ain't fitting a girl running around wild as a cougar, wrestling, fighting, and hunting. She ought to be doing a woman's work, helping me with the still. Well, I'll talk to her. In the second scene, Ellie Mae comes in carrying a man in a suit over her shoulder and lays him out on the kitchen table. So this is Ellie Mae and her dad. What you got there? Stranger. Where'd you get him? I beamed him with a rock. What for? He was cooking around down by the slough. I figured he might be a revenue. He ain't no revenue, bro. Then can I keep him? Of course not. Well, I caught him. He won't be no trouble. I keep him out in the smokehouse. Ellie Mae, you can't keep people like there were dogs and cats. Then Granny walks in. This here fellow's from the petroleum company. What's a petroleum? I don't know. He asked me if he could do some wildcatting down by the slough. I said, help yourself. We'd be glad to get rid of the critters. What'd he say? Kind of laughed. The laugh's on him. There ain't no wildcats down by the slough. I know, it's too full of oil. At that point, the man wakes up. Says, oh my God, what happened to me? Jed says, this here's the Clampett's place. I'm Jed Clampett. This here's my young Ellie Mae. And that's Grandma. Grandma, Says you've been doing some wildcatting. Look, Mr. Slough, Mr. Clampett, that slough's full of oil, and my company would like to pump it out. I'd like to let you, I just don't have no money. No, you don't understand. You wouldn't have to pay for it. Well, I don't take no favors from strangers. No, you don't understand. You're a very rich man. How big a rock did you hit him with? The end of the story. Thank you.